£300 winter boost confirmed. DWP automatic payments for UK pensioners. Don't miss out. Welcome back to Finance Hub UK, the channel where we break down the most important updates about pensions, benefits, and financial support in a way that's easy to understand. Today's news is one that millions of pensioners across the United Kingdom will want to hear about. The Department for Work and Pensions has officially confirmed a brand new round of automatic winter payments worth up to £300 that will be distributed in the coming months. At first glance, this sounds like an incredible lifeline, and for many households, it absolutely will be. At a time when energy costs remain stubbornly high, supermarket prices show no sign of easing, and bills of every kind keep piling up, this payment could not come at a better moment. But as always, there's a catch. Not everyone will qualify. Some people will only receive a reduced amount. And in certain cases, the tax system may even claw some of it back later. This is why it's so important to understand how the payment actually works, what the rules are, and who is truly entitled to receive it. If you assume you're automatically on the list but miss a key detail, you could lose out on hundreds of pounds of support that you might otherwise have been entitled to. So in this video, we're going to walk you step by step through the details from eligibility criteria to payment dates, exceptions, and even the common mistakes that could block your payment. Whether you're a pensioner yourself or simply keeping an eye out for your parents, grandparents, or elderly neighbors, this is information you cannot afford to skip. So let's begin by looking at what this £300 payment actually is. The payment is officially part of the government's long-standing winter fuel payment scheme, a program created years ago to help older people cover the cost of heating their homes during the coldest months of the year. As energy bills continue to climb and unpredictable weather patterns make winters harsher, this scheme has become more vital than ever. The payment itself is tax-free when it lands in your account, but if your overall taxable income is above a certain threshold, some of the money may later be recovered through the tax system. For the vast majority of pensioners, though, this isn't something to worry about. The payment arrives automatically, and for most, it's money that stays right where it belongs, in your pocket. The actual amount varies depending on your age and your individual circumstances, but the maximum you could receive is £300. Some people may only get £100 or £200, but the figure that most people are discussing right now is that £300 maximum, because that's the one making the headlines. Importantly, this isn't a brand new benefit that you need to apply for if you're already in the system. Instead, it's automatically added to your usual winter fuel payment entitlement, meaning the process is much simpler and less stressful for pensioners who already have enough paperwork to deal with. So, who exactly qualifies? Eligibility is the big question on everyone's mind, and thankfully the rules are fairly straightforward. To qualify, you must have been born on or before the 22nd of September, 1959, which means you are at least 66 years old by the time of the qualifying week. That qualifying week is usually in late September, and for this year, it was confirmed as the 15th to the 21st of September. You also need to live in the UK during that qualifying week to be considered. If you're already receiving the state pension or certain other government benefits, then you'll be flagged automatically and added to the list without needing to lift a finger. Couples living together may each qualify individually, though the payment amounts can be adjusted if you share a household. The beauty of this scheme is in its automation. For most people, there is absolutely no need to apply. The DWP uses its existing records to determine who qualifies and then sends the payment directly to your bank account. If you've received this payment before, it's almost certain that you'll receive it again this year without any issues. If you've only just turned the qualifying age, you might need to make a claim the very first time. But after that, it becomes automatic. This means less stress, less paperwork, and a smoother process overall. But here's something not everyone realizes. While this support is incredibly helpful, there is a tax-related rule that applies to higher income pensioners. If your total taxable income exceeds £35,000, HMRC may recover some or all of the winter fuel payment through the tax system. Now, that doesn't mean you won't receive the payment. You will still get the money in your bank account, just like everyone else. But later, when your annual tax is calculated, the adjustment will be made. This creates what you could call a two-tier system. For most pensioners, it's a straightforward £300 boost to help cover bills. But for wealthier households, it acts more like an advance, which is then balanced out later. When it comes to timing, the DWP has confirmed that payments will begin rolling out from late November and continue through to mid-January. Most people will see the money arrive in December, right around the time that energy usage peaks and heating bills become unavoidable. The exact date you receive yours depends on your pension payment schedule and where you fall in the processing order. It's important not to panic if your neighbor or a family member receives theirs before you do. The rollout is staggered, and everyone who is eligible will have their money by the end of January. But what if the payment doesn't arrive? This does happen occasionally, and there are a few common reasons why. Sometimes outdated records, missing paperwork, or spending part of the qualifying week abroad can block the payment. If you've received winter fuel payments in the past but don't see anything this year, it's essential that you contact the Winter Fuel Payment Center directly. And if you've only just reached the qualifying age, check whether you need to make that first claim to get into the system. Also, always double check that your bank details are up to date with the DWP, especially if you've switched accounts recently. Failing to act quickly in these situations could mean missing out entirely, so don't wait if you notice something is wrong. There are also special cases and exceptions worth pointing out. Not every pensioner qualifies automatically, even if they meet the age requirement. For example, those living permanently in care homes may receive a reduced payment, or in some cases nothing at all, depending on their circumstances. Pensioners living abroad in certain countries are excluded, particularly if they live in warmer climates where heating costs are considered low. Couples may also find that their payments differ, depending on whether one or both of them are receiving pension credit or similar benefits. These details may seem small, but they make a big difference to how much money you ultimately receive. Beyond the financial side, it's important to recognize the real-world impact of this £300 payment. For many pensioners, this isn't just a bonus, it's a measure of independence. It allows them to heat their homes without fear of running up debt. It means they don't have to make the difficult choice between heating and eating. It reduces the need to rely on family or neighbors for emergency support. And above all, it provides peace of mind during the harshest months of the year. For single pensioners and those on fixed incomes, this payment can be the difference between hardship and stability. However, even with the automatic system, there are pitfalls you should watch out for. Scams are one of the biggest. Fraudsters often send fake texts and emails pretending to be from the DWP, claiming you must apply or provide your bank details. Let's be clear, the DWP will never ask you for your bank details by text or email. Address changes can also create problems. If you've moved and not updated your records, letters may not reach you. Bank account switches are another common issue. If your pension payments haven't updated correctly, your winter fuel payment could get delayed. By staying alert to these issues, you can make sure the process works smoothly and safely. So, how can you prepare and stay informed? It's actually quite simple. Make sure your records with both the DWP and HMRC are fully up to date. Mark the qualifying week in your calendar so you know whether you meet the conditions. Set a reminder in December to check your bank account for the payment. And finally, share this information with family, friends, or neighbors who might not be as connected online. A quick conversation could help someone avoid missing out on hundreds of pounds. The bottom line is that the DWP's £300 automatic payment is a vital lifeline for millions of pensioners across the UK. It's designed to ease the burden of winter energy costs, and for most people, it will arrive automatically without any extra effort. But as we've covered, there are important rules, exceptions, and potential pitfalls that everyone should be aware of. By keeping your details updated, knowing whether you're eligible, and staying alert to scams, you can make sure this money lands safely in your account. If you found this breakdown useful, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to Finance Hub UK, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an important update on pensions, benefits, and financial support. Your awareness could make all the difference this winter, not just for you, but for someone you care about.